She wasn't a cop. She had no training, no authority. But when she saw a 62-year-old black man driving away from a minor car accident, she chased him, trapped him, pulled a gun, and shot him in the chest. His name was Kenneth Herring, a grandfather, possibly disoriented, confused, maybe even having a medical emergency. But to Hannah Payne, he was a suspect, and Kenneth Herring lay dying in the street. Hannah Payne called 911, not to help, but to say he deserved it. But in court, when it was her freedom on the line, she cried, she broke down, she begged for sympathy, forced to hold a replica gun in front of a jury, showing exactly how she shot an unarmed man in the chest. But let's flip it. If Hannah Payne had been black and Kenneth Herring had been white, would we even be talking about a trial? Or would she have been buried under the prison from day one? Hannah Payne was a 21-year-old white woman living in Georgia. She had no criminal record, was a college student, and worked part-time at a clothing store. She was engaged to be married. She described herself as a good Samaritan, someone who wanted to do the right thing. But on May 7, 2019, she saw something that would change her life and end someone else's. That day, 62-year-old Kenneth Herring, a black man, had been involved in a minor traffic accident near Clarkston, Georgia. Witnesses say Herring had driven off, possibly due to a medical episode, confusion, or panic. It was not a violent crash. No one was seriously hurt. But Hannah Payne, who wasn't involved in the crash, decided she'd play police. She jumped in her Jeep and began chasing Herring down. She followed him for over a mile, ignoring the 911 dispatcher who told her not to get involved.
Okay, can you get his tag number?
Hold on, he's driving away. It's a red Dodge Dakota. Give me 1 second, hold on, and I'm catching up to him right now.
Okay, ma'am, we actually do not want you to chase him. We just want you to be safe. And it's
I understand.
not to chase him.
I understand 100%. I'm just gonna get the tag.
Okay. So, if you can go back to that location where the incident happened, it's because someone is actually on the way to you guys now.
So I will stay behind him until an officer can get to us, but until then, I'm not moving.
At one point, she even lied to dispatch, saying she was just following at a distance, but in reality, she cut off Herring's truck, blocked him in, and got out with her personal firearm. She then opened his door, yelled at him, and according to prosecutors, tried to physically drag him out.
Get out the car! Get out the car! I'm inside the police! You can't get me! Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car!
Ma'am.
Moments later, a single gunshot rang out. Payne called 911, crying and saying, "He tried to grab my gun."
Ma'am!
Yes.
Ma'am! He just pulled the trigger of my gun in my hand while he was...
Ma'am,
I need a police
you were not
officer
supposed
now.
to follow him.
He hit my car! There's a police officer down the street. Tell them to come up here now. He pulled the trigger on my gun after he attacked me. Tell the police officer to turn around from the 285 entrance and come up here immediately.
But multiple witnesses say Herring was not threatening her.
Man, she reached in the window and everything, confidential. And shot that man, he had to shoot that man like that.
Kenneth Herring was shot in the lower left chest. He died shortly after. Police questioned Payne immediately. Her story was inconsistent. She claimed self-defense, but also said she didn't know what happened.
I told him, you need to stop. You need to stop. You just caused that accident. And he's just like, who are you? Who are you? I said, I'm no one, but I'm on the phone with dispatch. I'm on the phone with the police. And he's like, yeah, okay, I got something for you.
So he appeared inebriated to you?
Yes. I thought it was alcohol.
Okay. Did you ever smell any alcohol?
I never got close enough.
Even when you're at the window, like when you're having this, did you ever catch a whiff of anything, or?
I can't say that I did. Can't say that I didn't.
Okay.
I don't know with what hand, how he lunged it first, but when he lunged, it hit my phone. So knocked it out of my hand, and he grabbed
Knocked
me.
it out the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it shattered the screen.
Okay.
And then he grabbed me, because he's pulling at me, he's tugging.
Okay.
So he's pulling, we're going back and forth, he's hitting, he's swinging. I'm trying to hit, but I'm also trying to pull away. And that's when he pulled, I told him, I said, you need to stop, that I had a gun and that I would shoot him. He's like, yeah, okay, shoot me, shoot me. He grabs my hand with the gun. He's pulling at it, and he's pulling at the trigger area, in the trigger. So when he was pulling at me, and that's when my finger, I put it on the trigger. Don't have my fingers on the trigger. I have it resting on the side of the trigger. And I'm yelling at him, telling him, I said, just let go, just let go, let go. And he's yelling, no, just shoot me, shoot me. You said you were going to, just shoot me. I'm like, just let go, just let go. That's when his hand and my fingers were
In the trigger guard.
They were at the trigger guard. And he had a hold of the trigger, and the trigger was pulled. That's when it went off.
That went off.
How many shots were fired? Just one. Just the one.
Body cam footage revealed her saying, "He deserved it." That quote would come back to haunt her. Police found she had no injuries, no bruises, and her clothes were clean, contradicting her claim that Herring had attacked her. Within days, she was charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and weapons charges. The case took years to reach trial due to COVID delays. But in June 2024, the moment finally came. The courtroom was packed. On one side, Kenneth Herring's grieving family. On the other, Hannah Payne's supporters, arguing she had only tried to stop a dangerous driver. But the prosecution painted a very different picture. They stated that this wasn't about justice, this was about ego, and that she appointed herself judge, jury, and executioner. The 911 recordings were played in court. Payne's first call was calm, but as things escalated, her tone changed. You hear her yelling at Herring, then a loud scuffle, and then silence. Then, Payne crying.
Ma'am.
Ma'am!
Yes.
Ma'am! He just pulled the trigger of my gun in my hand while he was...
Ma'am,
I need a police
you were not
officer
supposed
now.
to follow him.
He hit my car!
Okay, you got the tag number.
But prosecutors asked, why did she get so close with a gun in the first place? One of the most powerful moments in court came when Payne took the stand in her own defense, and the judge allowed the defense team to hand her a replica gun. She stood in front of the jury, shaking. The defense attorney asked her to demonstrate exactly what happened.
That you had. He was pointing it to say I and him in his seat. How did he have your wrist? Like this?
This hand was here, yes.
Okay. And the gun was here, he's pulling you forward.
Yes.
And you said he had you here
But
on this?
he was closer.
All right. So, and he had your shoulder with this hand, or what was this hand doing?
That he let go
He let go.
once he got a hold of this wrist.
So he came.
And he
tried
grabbed the
to-
gun.
All right, you tried to grab the gun like this.
Correct.
Okay. And where was your finger?
The same way that I have it now.
And when he grabbed like this, that shows his fingers are right there over the trigger.
Correct.
Is that a correct?
I mean,
So-
yes, but
So it's possible any of the 4 digits got into that trigger.
correct.
To get. Okay, thank you.
As she gave the gun back to her defense attorney, Payne was asked what she learned from the whole situation. That's when she broke down, sobbing.
Having gone through that situation and here we are in court, is there anything you learned from this situation or that sticks in your mind from all this 4 years later, 4.5 years later?
That not everybody is going to have a reaction that you think they're going to have. And that clearly trying to do the right thing is not the right answer.
Think you're ever going to help anybody else, try to help anybody ever again?
No.
But prosecutors pounced. On cross-examination, they pointed out that she had the power to stay in her car. She had the power to let police handle it, but she chose to escalate. They brought up her text messages days before, joking with a friend about owning a gun and saying she'd pull it if she had to. The prosecution closed by saying, this wasn't road rage, it was vigilante justice, and it cost a man his life. After several days of deliberation, the jury found Hannah Payne guilty of all charges, including felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and possession of a firearm during a felony.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty. With regard to count 2, as to the offense of felony murder, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty. With regard to count 3, as to the offense of aggravated assault, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty. With regard to count 4, as the offense of felony murder, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole.
The court will impose a sentence of life with the possibility of parole.
She wasn't a cop, but she acted like one. She said she was scared, but she had the gun. Kenneth Herring never pulled a weapon, never made a threat, but he still ended up dead. So here's the question. If this was your father, your son, your grandfather, and a stranger followed them, blocked them in, and pulled a gun, would you call that self-defense or murder? Drop your answer in the comments, because how you see this case says a lot about the world we live in. Thanks for watching.